I can't tell you how much I relate, to your story, man, and it's like it's almost identical. I hate to say it, but it is. It's true, and you know, for me, it took a long while, man, because what happens, you start to think about, and I'm not trying to take you down a bad road here, brother, but you just
No,
start to
no, no.
you
Like I
start to
said, I'm an open book.
cool, man. You start to think about all the moments of those, the lies and the what lengths you must have went to make
Mhm.
things happen, and and that's began to be the crushing part of it. But just like you, man, I fought tooth and nail, for my marriage. You know,
Yeah.
I did everything I could, to rescue it, and because of the principle, because of what I believe God, instructed me to do. You know,
Right.
um, our journeys are different for regarding the ending of it. I'm praying and hoping that you guys, continue the progress that you're making here and, and see 30, 40, 50 years, for the rest of your
Right.
lives. However, it came a point where I said, man, I don't know how much I can even trust you once we get in it. If we were to come back
Right.
together, it was never a point of honesty. There was never a point where you say your wife is still, although she made her mistake, being led by God. You see Christ through her. That wasn't
Right.
that for me, and it became a point where the rejection aspect overcame, anything. Like it became a game basically.
Right.
Like she had her lifestyle there, she had a lifestyle with me, you know, and I don't know how much he ever let go of that other lifestyle.
Right.
So it came a point. I hate to say this, to sound cliche as now because everybody say this, but I did have to choose myself, and choose
Right.
what was exactly best for me because it was actually hurting me more to stay in it at that point.
Right.
Although I made all my mistakes, and a part of you, I don't know if you can relate to this part. A part of me is saying, "Hey, because you made so many mistakes, you should be willing to hang in there a little bit." So and
Right.
that's why I did hang in, for that 3 years of separation.
For the length that you did it, maybe it wasn't healthy, but I think doing that for a little while, was
Yeah,
was probably good. You know what I mean?
absolutely. It taught me
And
so much for sure.
but you also like you definitely can't continue to do that once you know that it's been enough. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely understand that too. And like so here's the thing, like I came to a point where I was done too.
Yeah.
And I was gonna walk away, you know, but I wasn't gonna divorce her though. I was just gonna remove myself
Yeah.
um until she came to her senses. No matter how long that took.
All right.
I was gonna just remove myself from, living with her and stuff like that. Obviously that's not what happened, but I wasn't gonna keep myself in that situation for much longer.
Got you.
Even though like I said, I wasn't going to divorce her because I still felt God was telling me like clear as day, no, that's not what I want you to do. And he, like I said, I felt like, he told me it was okay if I did. And I don't think he would have been mad if I did. But me being a Christian and me feeling like I heard him say, I want you to stay married to her and just wait for her. I felt like I couldn't say no to that. I wanted to leave
Yeah.
badly, and I wanted to go and find somebody else because I was dealing with the rejection aspect, and I desperately, desperately wanted to feel loved at that point in my life. I mean, dude, I was at I'd be up at night when she was gone sometimes and I'm a grown man and I'm just crying in my bed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know. And I'm not like a huge crier, never really have been for that. Like I was sobbing just with her knowing she's gone overnight with this guy. You know what I mean? Like I was trying to get out. I wanted to get out. And if it kept going, I was gonna remove myself from the situation, but that's as far as I was gonna take it.
So where are you now? As we come to kind of a close, where are you now with that idea of needing to be wanted?
it's definitely something that I still feel. Um, I've expressed this stuff to my wife, and she has been very understanding about it. Not at first she wasn't, like because I'm a very I feel like, like most guys, our top love language is physical,
Physical
you
touch.
know. Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Exactly. So now that we've gotten back together and we're working on things, the sex life hasn't been too consistent. Like I said, we're still working on things. So it's not like too detrimental, but it's something that I have brought to her attention. And I'm thinking to myself, because I asked too many questions, found out too many things from other people, I know how often things were going on. I mean, not all of it, obviously, but I know that it was more than what I was getting, after we got back together. And I'm like, so I would bring that to her attention. I'm like, it should be the opposite. Like, I'm your husband. I should be getting tenfold what he got, And the reality of it is, in their little season of whatever it was they were having, it was just all fantasy. There was no real life. There was no responsibilities. There was no children, you know. It was just all fantasy. It was make believe. So I have to take that into consideration, like we're just not we don't have the time, to just be gallivanting around and having nothing else to do but get frisky with each other. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, so there is that aspect to it, but she has also realized that, you know, with her, she's felt like, because I told you about like her past getting passed around by her family and stuff, and then once she like moved out, she was like in order to like stay somewhere, she would be like sleeping with guys just to like have a place to stay, you know? And so in her mind, she knew that something needed to change, but in her mind it was like she shouldn't need to do that anymore because I'm her husband. She doesn't need to sleep with me all the time to, have stability. You know what I mean? Or have
Yep.
a you know what I mean? So
Oh yeah.
so I there's a lot of things that we both had to take into consideration, and yeah, so that's something we're working on. And she has definitely listened to me, and has been more proactive to meeting my needs, and I've been trying to do the same for her. That's where we're at, man.
Yeah, man. That's a work in progress for sure.